Get ready for another random facts showdown. Contrary to popular belief, white tigers are not a subspecies of tiger, but rather a Bengal or Siberian tiger with a rare color mutation called leucism. Leucism is a genetic condition that reduces pigmentation in an animal's skin, hair, feathers, or scales. Unlike albinism, where there's a complete absence of pigment, leucism allows for some pigment to develop in certain tissues, often resulting in a partial loss of color. Importantly, leucism doesn't affect the eyes, which is a major distinction from albinism. Tapirs belong to the family Tapiridae. They are the only living members of this family. The closest animals to tapirs are other odd-toed ungulates, such as horses and rhinoceroses. Their long, flexible snouts are used as snorkels when they're underwater. This allows them to stay submerged for extended periods, helping them evade predators and forage for food in aquatic plants. The octopus's arms can make decisions without its brain. The arms, yes, arms, not tentacles, can coordinate together without the brain even knowing. This is because they have a decentralized nervous system, with a significant portion of their neurons located in their arms. Belphegor's prime is a palindromic prime number with 666 at its heart and 13 zeros on either side, named after Belphegor, a demon associated with sloth. Some data we have on Uranus is most likely wrong. NASA's Voyager 2 banked a bunch of data when it cruised past Uranus in 1986, but they now believe it may have coincided with a huge solar wind event, which would have skewed the numbers. That would mean they've thought the planet's magnetosphere was way stronger than it actually is for almost 40 years. If you've ever struggled to reduce your carbohydrate intake, your ancient DNA might be to blame. There's a link between a specific gene, AMY1, and our ability to digest carbohydrates. This gene has been duplicated multiple times in human history, and the number of copies a person has can influence their ability to break down starch. People with more copies of this gene may have a stronger preference for starchy foods. In simpler terms, it suggests that our genetic history can make it harder for some people to stick to low-carb diets. This is because our bodies may have evolved to crave carbohydrates, which were a valuable source of energy, especially when our ancestors shifted from hunting to farming. The fins on the rockets from the Apollo program didn't actually do anything, so long as the rocket flew properly. They were only there for if the launch went wrong, in which case they'd stabilize the rocket just long enough for the astronaut to abort. Great apes, unlike humans, have sparse pubic hair, while humans are characterized by thick, bushy pubic hair. The evolutionary reason for this human trait remains unclear, but proposed explanations include sexual signaling, pheromone dispersal, protection against infection, and thermal regulation. Wolffia Angusta, the world's tiniest flowering plant, often goes by the nickname duckweed. This rapid-growing marvel forms dense green mats on water surfaces. Despite its diminutive size, it's a nutritional powerhouse, packed with protein levels comparable to soybeans. In Southeast Asia, especially Thailand, duckweed varieties like Wolffia globosa, closely related to Wolffia Angusta, are cultivated and harvested as a food source. Known locally as kai nam or water eggs, it's used in soups, omelets, and other dishes for its nutritional benefits. Flowers communicate with bees through multiple channels, not just color and scent, but also unique electric fields. Each flower species generates its own electrical signature, creating a natural electromagnetic fingerprint. Bees detect these fields through sensitive mechanosensory hairs covering their bodies. When a bee flies near a flower, the interaction between the bee's positive charge, gained from flying, and the flower's negative charge creates something like static electricity, causing these tiny hairs to bend. This helps guide bees to nearby flowers. Fascinatingly, when a bee visits a flower, it temporarily changes the flower's electric charge, marking it as recently visited for other bees, like a natural visited sign. This sophisticated system helps bees efficiently navigate between flowers and avoid those already depleted of nectar, showing nature's incredible complexity in plant-pollinator relationships. Sea squirts are fascinating animals. They accumulate vanadium in their blood at levels millions of times higher than in seawater, giving it a unique greenish tint thanks to a compound called hemovanadin. Unlike hemoglobin or hemocyanin, hemovanadin likely doesn't help with oxygen transport. Instead, it might play a role in defense, making sea squirts unpalatable to predators. Why they go to such lengths to store vanadium remains a mystery, but this quirky adaptation hints at a function we haven't fully understood yet, another weird marvel of evolution. Florida's top predator isn't the alligator, it's the invasive Burmese python. Originally kept as pets, many of these snakes were released into the wild where they've thrived. Due to their size, predatory nature, and lack of natural predators in the Everglades, they've disrupted the local ecosystem. At depths of about 50 feet or 15 meters, humans reach negative buoyancy, causing them to sink instead of float. The increasing pressure compresses the air in your lungs, reducing your overall volume. This decrease in volume, coupled with the constant body weight, leads to negative buoyancy. Paradoxical undressing is a strange phenomenon that can occur in severe hypothermia. As the body's core temperature drops dangerously low, the brain's temperature regulation system malfunctions. This can lead to a sensation of overheating, even though the body is actually freezing. In response to this false perception, the person may start to remove their clothing, a behavior known as paradoxical undressing. Back in the 1940s, scientists were busy working on a new allergy medicine codenamed Compound 1694. But fate had a different plan. One day, a volunteer taking the experimental drug noticed something strange. She didn't feel sick in the car, a journey that usually left her feeling queasy. This unexpected side effect sparked curiosity, and researchers realized they might have stumbled upon something big. Fast forward a bit, and that same compound, now known as Dramamine, became the go-to pill for millions of people battling motion sickness. Talk about a lucky break. The percentage of the American workforce employed in farming has dramatically decreased over time. In 1840, a significant portion of the workforce, around 70%, was engaged in agricultural activities. However, by 2022, this figure had dropped to a mere 1.3%. This drastic shift reflects the industrialization and technological advancements that have transformed the agricultural sector, leading to increased efficiency and reduced labor needs. Charles Goodyear's accidental discovery of vulcanization revolutionized the rubber industry. By heating rubber with sulfur, he created a more durable and resilient material that could withstand extreme temperatures and weather conditions. This breakthrough led to a wide range of applications, from tires to rubber boots, and significantly impacted modern technology and everyday life. For the first time in history, the global population growth rate has slowed. Even the most pessimistic projections by the United Nations predict that this trend will continue, with the population's increase becoming progressively slower in the coming decades. At the same time, humanity's ability to sustain more people is steadily improving through advances in agriculture, technology, and healthcare. As a result, we face a future where population growth may be more manageable, even as resources and systems continue to evolve to support global needs. There are over 400,000 species of beetles, making them the most diverse group of animals on Earth. These remarkable insects represent nearly 30% of all known animal species, outnumbering the combined total of plants, mammals, birds, and fish. Even more astounding, researchers estimate there could be up to 3 million beetle species yet to be discovered, showcasing nature's inordinate fondness for these incredibly varied creatures. It's a fact that around 65% of us adults need glasses, contacts, or other vision correction to see clearly. That means only about 35% of adults are walking around with naturally sharp 20/20ths vision. Luckily, with the help of corrective lenses or surgery, the majority of us, around 75%, are able to achieve that crisp 20/20ths vision. Scientists in Japan discovered a fascinating biological phenomenon in the Chromodorus reticulata, a species of sea slug. After mating, these creatures detach their penis, but remarkably can regrow a new one within hours. This represents the first documented case in nature of an animal having what researchers term a disposable reproductive organ with rapid regeneration capabilities. This adaptation likely evolved to ensure successful sperm transfer, as these sea slugs are simultaneous hermaphrodites, having both male and female reproductive organs. Two studies published in 2015, one in Science and the other in American Journal of Human Genetics, found evidence that some genetic traits linked to allergies, such as sensitivity to pollen, pet dander, and other allergens, may have been inherited from Neanderthals. When early modern humans interbred with Neanderthals around 40,000 to 60,000 years ago, they picked up certain genetic variants. These Neanderthal genes influenced the immune system, particularly the HLA, human leukocyte antigen region, which plays a role in recognizing and responding to pathogens. While these genes likely helped our ancestors adapt to new environments and fend off infections, they also made some of us more prone to overreact to harmless substances, leading to conditions like hay fever and other allergies. Modern appliances have dramatically reduced their vampire power consumption, the electricity drawn while devices are turned off but still plugged in. Thanks to improved technology and energy efficiency standards, standby power usage has plunged 90% over the past 20 years. What once cost households billions in wasted electricity now represents a fraction of that consumption, making today's devices much more energy efficient even when idle. Whoa, we just went on a wild ride through some of the most mind-blowing facts out there. If your brain's buzzing with new knowledge, then hit that like button to let me know. And hey, this is just the start. If you're all about learning things that make you say, "Wait, that's real," then don't forget to subscribe and join our community of curious minds. Got a favorite fact from today or know any that could blow our minds? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it, and who knows, your fact might be in the next video. All right, thanks for watching and keep your curiosity alive. See you in the next one.